So we go out to 2020, and we talk about what the world is like then, and how more of our lives are now digital. And how, in a way, even the individual person on the street is their own little digital company. Because they have some data that potentially others will pay for them. Or because people want them to go do things, and if they do, suddenly these things come together into new opportunities. And it's not just in marketing, where the obvious examples are, but we'll talk about examples in agriculture, and manufacturing, and government. And after doing that for just a brief time, we come back and talk to, what does that mean today? What do people need to do? And there are a few specific things. One, we need to start thinking about all business leaders as digital business leaders. So it's not just the IT people who need to be comfortable with the technology. It's all leaders in the business. We actually talk about the emergence of new leaders, chief digital officers, chief data officers. There are many different names that are coming up. And where we take that is to say that that's only going to be true for the next 3, 4, 5 years. By 2020, there won't be a separate role for that, because it will become just part of business. Just as if you think back 10, 15 years ago, everything had the letter E in front of it. It was e-business, e-commerce, and then a lot of that just became part of business. So we're saying the same thing will happen with the digital side of things. What will dramatically change is the speed with which things happen, the use of all this information in many different ways. So we'll spend time talking about big data, both the new things that are positive and a lot of the risks. Because there are a lot of new risks and security concerns that keep coming up. And to me, the most important things are actually the bigger implications for society and the world. Because what we're going to talk about is, as we get all this technology, there are times when we use robotics and smarter machines, and it makes it easier to do our jobs, particularly if the jobs are difficult because they're in risky places in a mine, or we're dealing with things where you don't want to do it because you're handling garbage or things like that. In the future, a lot more of that will be automated. But that leaves a bigger question of, so what happened to all those jobs? So that's where the societal issues are interesting. And on one side, you see a huge lack of talent. We need many more people who can do things like analyze data and have backgrounds in computer science and math and statistics. On the other hand, even knowledge work, we say, is going to change because the computers are going to get more involved in the actual decision.